Hi there, this is David and welcome to our review of the Alliance Alive HD Remastered, soon to be released for the PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch, and PC. I would also like to thank NIS for providing me a review copy of the game. If you've been watching my videos, then you'll know that I loved the original game on the 3DS. In fact, it was my #1 RPG on the system. And if you liked it there, be sure to get it here again. If you've never heard of it, then you're in for an old school treat. The first most noticeable thing that you'll see about the game is that it's just gorgeous, with beautiful hand-drawn scenery and towns. The bright, vivacious characters are modeled in a chibi style, but they portray emotion well and are easy to love. The towns as well as the characters and their oddly shaped feet remind me of another 3DS masterpiece, Bravely Default. However, the gameplay itself is nothing like that. It's more of a saga game, complete with awakening new abilities mid-battle and gaining HP as well as leveling up skills at the end of battles. And speaking of those battles, you won't be in them for long because there's an in-game feature allowing you to speed them up, which makes most battles last mere seconds. There are no levels to gain here or job classes to grind. In fact, you could play through the entire game without grinding at all. And that to me is why the game really shines. You don't have to slog through 10 hours of hand-holding and tutorial dungeons like you have to in many other RPGs. The Alliance Alive respects your intelligence by throwing you straight into the action. As if having your battles being fought in warp speed wasn't good enough, you're also healed after each battle too, really making them quite painless. So you might think that the game is easy, but I'm here to tell you that it's not. If you don't have a sound strategy, get ready to see the game over screen quite often. And in order to avoid that sad fate, you'd better familiarize yourself with the battle formations, which give stat increases similar to the way that they worked in Breath of Fire 3, as well as the plethora of weapons available to each character, the skills that you can learn from them, as well as the innate attributes of each weapon. Then there's also talents. After each battle, you'll earn some talent points which you can then spend in the menu to increase your magic or weapon proficiency, or even help you avoid monsters or get better deals at the stores. The world map is unabashedly old school, but with some added quality of life improvements such as mini-maps and on-screen encounters. Don't expect to just be able to run from one exclamation point to the next. The mini-map doesn't actually say where to go next, and it really doesn't fill out any information at all until you've actually been to the location. All your characters give you is some vague indication as to where your next destination could be utilized in the cardinal directions. And honestly, that's the way that I like it, because that leaves the world open and ripe for exploration, and there's tons to discover, from hidden items in towns, to secret passages holding treasure, to gems and fertile soil on the world map. There is a lot to see and do, and also different vehicles to utilize to explore the worlds. Speaking of worlds, let's discuss the story. 1,000 years ago, demons partitioned the world into separate realms with the Great Barrier, and now humans are the lowest on the totem pole and are treated like the scum of the earth. So it's up to our heroes to discover the mysteries of the world, pass through the Great Barrier, the impassable wall, and the dark current to reunite the now divided world and save humankind from the tyranny of the demons. Personally, I like the story because, well, yeah, it is kind of, cliche save the world. It's done in a unique and different way, and it also explores other themes such as racism, and it's interesting to see each of the 3 different parties meet up and interact since they are all from 3 different worlds. Dungeon exploration is a joy, and you would be hard-pressed to find one solitary dungeon that doesn't have a different gimmick to it. From lighting staves, to pushing blocks, to climbing ladders, to creating lava bridges, there's always something different to keep your attention, and your characters are constantly discussing the tasks at hand as you explore, or they're just bickering amongst each other. If you can't tell by now, I'll just spell it out for you. The Alliance Alive was the best game released on the 3DS, and it's just as good here remastered in HD. If you're a fan of old school JRPG goodness, then you'll be right at home here. This has been David. If you like this, please like, comment, and subscribe, and Have a good day.